If you are currently homeschooling high school, or you have a middle schooler and looking ahead to high school, or you have an elementary school, a preschooler, a baby, and looking ahead to high schooler, I want you right now in the comments to promise me that you're not going to make the biggest mistake that I've made homeschooling high school. What is that mistake? Not keeping up on the course descriptions. So what is a course description and why do you need to keep up with them? A course description is simply a small paragraph, 3, 4, or 5 sentences, can be longer depending, describing what it is that your student has learned in each class that they do in high school. You give texts that you've used and maybe other resources depending, your major topics that you've covered, that sort of thing. It is not long, it's not complex, but if you wait until they're a few weeks out from putting in their college applications, it's a lot of work. Now, if you've heard me before, I have preached about not doing this. At the end of the school year, one of my tasks that I talk about so often is completing all of that kind of paperwork that you need. But I've not done a great job with it. And in fact, when I've shared to do that, I have said, don't do what I do. I have some that I've worked on in pieces here and there, but by nature, I'm kind of a procrastinator and I do my best work under pressure, and that's true, but it's also an excuse. And I've just never made the time to do it. And I kept saying, oh, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. And here we are. My daughter wants to get her applications in the next month, and this is one of the holdups. Not all colleges require them, but some will. What I've kind of noticed so far, and it may be regional, is that state schools don't require them. Private schools do. But you don't want to be in a position where you just assume that your child is going to go to a state school and you've checked their admissions and it's not needed, or you assume that your child's not going to go to college because that's not the plan. And then their senior year rolls around and suddenly you're playing catch up. Don't be in that position. So this week I'm fixing it. How? Well, a couple ways. One, I'm going to take the ones that I've already done and get those finished up, redone, edited, and ready to go. Then I'm going to hop onto her community college where she's taken several classes, copy those course descriptions, change some of the wording, and do those. Same thing with online classes that she's done and classes through our co-op. That will give me a really good start. Now, one of the schools that she's applying to that we know needs it, they don't need it when she submits the application, but she's going to need it just submit it after that. So I don't want to be the cause of like that. So I want to get a good chunk of it done so that we don't, in that next step, we don't have a holdup. So at least this will give me some really good progress and I will feel motivated and yes, on top of the world. Then I can go back through the other ones that still need to be done, the ones I've designed, for example, and create course descriptions. Now, there are several resources out there, and I will link down below, where you can, people who've created course descriptions that you can copy and then change the wording to better reflect your course and finish it off. For something like her 20th century world history, that's going to take a little more effort because I have to make it fit what, that's not a usual class. Or the introduction to monotheistic religions, and introduction history of monotheistic religions, or whatever I'm going to call that, but I still haven't decided. And that was from her freshman year. So I will take that one. That one's going to be a harder one. Some of those I'm going to save to the end, because I need to feel that momentum of making progress. So I'm going to take the ones that are more general, government, those kind, and work on those next. If you have a high schooler, I want you to commit. Go ahead and put it down below if you need that accountability, because I will follow up with you. I want you to commit to having at least 30 minutes, however that works out, over the next week that you are going to spend working on course descriptions. If you are entirely on top of it, fantastic. Double check them, see if there's anything you need to add or edit, and then go ahead and start jotting down some notes about classes that you are currently doing, or even better, spend some time taking those out of those 30 minutes and jot down some of the activities that they've done, that sort of thing, so you're keeping up with that. If, however, you are not completely caught up, you're going to take 30 minutes over the next week and work on it. It may be that you're just writing notes. It may be that you are checking out the links and copying some course descriptions. Whatever it is, please do it. Even if you don't think you're going to need it. Even if you don't think you're going to need it. Because you don't want to be in this position that I'm in right now. Now, as you may know, I have a 8th grader. How am I going to tackle this so I'm not in the same position with him? Well, I'm going to tell you my plan. And I would love it if in a year from now, someone checks in with me and sees how we're doing. Maybe I'll put that in my video plans and just do an update myself next year. My plan is, at the beginning of the year, to take any course descriptions that the same classes that he's taking that his sister took as a freshman. I'm going to copy those into his own file. Will I edit them and make them specific to him? Maybe, maybe not. But at least I have a start. And I will make sure to include any texts or resources that we've used so that when I do go to finish it off, I'll have that information ready. I will also plan that any subjects that or any classes that he's taking that his sister did not take, I'm going to, at the beginning of the year, jot down a few things. I will jot down the resources that we're using, the name of the course, of course. Sorry, that made me laugh that I said course twice. As well as a few of the main areas that we will be covering. So, for example, in math, what a lot of people will do is just go down the chapter or the text table of contents and copy down all the things that they studied. You can do it that way. For history, let's see, next year, I think he's doing ancient history because I think we're going to do mythology for literature. So we'll pull on ancient history. So I will make sure to write down some of the main things that we will cover. Ancient Roman history, ancient African history, ancient Chinese history, all those kind of main things, so that when I do go to prepare the transcripts, again, they will be ready. I will have the notes and it will be much easier. So, please don't make the same mistake I did. Please don't tell yourself that you'll do it later. Because you may, or if you are like me, you may never get to it until the time crunch. And I don't want that to be you. I want you to do better than me. Okay? So, if you have not already committed to not making the same mistake, commit to it down there. And if you have a current high schooler, I want you to let me also know down there your 30 minutes. Maybe go ahead and tell me when you're going to do those, what days. Over the next week, I will be checking in with you. Okay? Please don't make the same mistake I've made. Okay? See you in the next video. How else do I homeschool high school? Check out the playlist right over there, and I will see you in the videos.